What is up, my beautiful mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a comparison between Calvin Klein Defy, the Eau de Toilette, and Calvin Klein Defy, the Eau de Parfum. Before we get into that, if you like the content I make here on YouTube, please consider hitting that big red subscribe button down below, subscribing to the channel, and also, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That helps me out too. Now before I talk about either of those Defy fragrances, I just wanted to show that I finally got my hands on a bottle of Carl's Original Musk. This is pretty pricey considering that you're only getting 50 ml. This is $90 Australian for 50 ml, but you are getting free express shipping, which I think is a nice touch. And here we go. I will be doing a review in a couple of days' time when I have some free time from work. I'm wearing it right now and I really love how soft and musky it is. But yeah, we're not talking about Carl's Original Musk, we're talking about Calvin Klein Defy. Now here is the Eau de Toilette and here is the Eau de Parfum. In all honesty, the Eau de Parfum is probably the better value here. This is 200 ml or 6.7 fluid ounces, and you pay $90 Australian for this at Chemist Warehouse, or you can pay about $50 Australian for 100 ml of the Eau de Toilette. I couldn't find a 200 ml bottle of this. I don't know if they actually have one. I'll have to check again, but yeah, in my opinion, the Eau de Parfum is the better value when it comes to the 200 ml. Now, as far as the packaging for both, the aesthetics of them are okay. They're definitely not my favorite designs. They get the job done, I suppose. And here's just a closer side-by-side comparison. Here is the bottle of the Eau de Toilette of Calvin Klein Defy, and here is the bottle of the Eau de Parfum. I much prefer the darker gradient of the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Toilette is fresher and more floral, and the Eau de Parfum, in my opinion, is smokier. And the smoke in the Eau de Parfum isn't incensey or churchy. It actually reminds me of the smell of a freshly lit fire, the wood smoke from a freshly lit fire. It's very natural. I really enjoy it because it isn't your typical smoke fragrance. It's similar in a way to Dylan Blue, but it's not as dense or cloying. I love Dylan Blue by Versace, but this one just smells more natural to me, which is kind of weird considering it's cheaper. And as for the Eau de Toilette of Defy, I do believe that it is a more floral scent. You get way more florals in this. The smoke, it is there, but it's way less pronounced. It actually has more of an earthiness to it as it dries down a little bit. And this one smells closer to Dior's Sauvage in my opinion. But they're both blue fragrances, and they're sort of in that Dior Sauvage, Versace Dylan Blue, Bleu de Chanel sort of ballpark. The better value, again, is the Eau de Parfum in my opinion. The smokiness in this one is really quite nice. The Eau de Toilette though, don't get me wrong, is no slouch. I really love the way both of them smell, but just in terms of what I prefer in my fragrances, the Eau de Parfum is the way to go. Let me just spray the Eau de Toilette quickly. Yeah, it's definitely a blue fragrance. You get green, you get aromatics. It's quite nice actually, but you do get a dose of those florals. I get geranium and rose in particular. Now I've said it before and I'll say it again. Whenever I smell a floral in a fragrance, to my nose it always comes across as quite rosy, even if there is no rose in it. It's just the way I've been built. And as for the Eau de Parfum, stronger, smokier. Yeah, it smells much more like Versace Dylan Blue. Both fragrances smell quite nice though, and for the price that you're paying for them, they're definitely well up there when it comes to Calvin Klein. The performance for the Eau de Parfum was 10 hours plus on my skin. The Eau de Parfum has incredibly solid performance, and that's even more mind-blowing considering it's a Calvin Klein fragrance and they're not known for their performance. And as for the Eau de Toilette, performs almost as well. I washed it off at about the 8-hour mark and it was still going pretty strong. Not quite as strong as the Eau de Parfum though because of the higher concentration of fragrance oils, but both scents perform pretty damn well in my opinion. As far as Calvin Klein scents go, These are probably the best that I've ever smelled, with the exception of maybe CK1 Shock, but that's sort of like a different case. These are really good and a step in the right direction in my opinion for the Calvin Klein brand. So yeah, in conclusion, I'm actually very impressed by these Defy fragrances. I look forward to reviewing them individually and giving a more in-depth take on both of them. For the price that you're paying for either of them, I highly recommend them. And if you've had any doubts or hesitations as to whether or not these are going to be worth it, I highly recommend checking them out. My preference is the Eau de Parfum, but you may want something a little fresher, a little more floral, in which case the Eau de Toilette is going to be right up your alley. If you've ever worn either of these fragrances before, let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.